like to welcome everyone to the Homecoming Honor Award ceremony. And my name is George Barber. I will serve as your MC tonight. I have had a wonderful day at this homecoming event. We've had beautiful weather, and it's just a really special day to have the alumni back. And I have been at these events at different schools and different places, and honestly, nobody does homecoming weekend better than Greenville University. It's just amazing what you do. Absolutely. And you may say, well, Coach Barber, you're a little biased. You've been here for 25 years. And I'm telling you, I'm completely objective in this. Although I'm an Asbury grad, being here, I've seen it done so many different ways, and this is the best. So thank you for being here tonight. So I believe everyone's taking their seats. If you're just coming in, please take your seats, and we're going to start. As we begin our festivities tonight, we're joined by Suzanne Davis, who is our 13th president, who will offer some remarks and then an invocation as we get started. Thank you, President Davis.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. It has just been a pleasure to get to know many of you over the last few days. If you've been around just some of the ribbon cuttings and the honoring of various people around campus that just are the Greenville greats. I say we stand on the shoulders of giants, and that is so true. But I do know that each one of those people that we're honoring and the people here tonight, I know that first and foremost, they give the credit to the Lord, and that is just what is amazing to me, to see how God has worked for generations, over 130 years of our college's history, of transforming, of empowering students for lives of Christ-like character and service. And I see it in each and every one of our honorees tonight, and I've seen it for generations, and it's just amazing to see what the Lord is doing. I do want to draw your attention to one of the handouts in your folder tonight. If if somebody gets a little long-winded, you can take a little read of our Vision 2030 and just, entertain yourselves here. We do have an amazing future in store for us. It is clear to me that Greenville University is meant to not just survive, but thrive into the future. And so you'll see some big, hairy, audacious goals in here. We're trying to expand our impact to over 1,400 students in the next few years, and then even up to 2,000 plus by 2030. And that has a whole host of implications for our growth and even some additional locations and things that is just expanding our reach, expanding our influence. And so I hope that you are inspired by this, but more importantly, inspired by what the Lord has done and is doing at your alma mater. In fact, we actually finished our campaign, our $60 million campaign, 14 months early, so we're pressing on to $100 million, and that has been an incredible journey. When the consultants told us at first we could only raise $25 million in 5 years. Well, we did a lot more than that, and should I say, God did a lot more than that, and it's been amazing to see those funds put to use across campus. Hopefully you've seen some of the amazing buildings and things we've been able to accomplish. And through COVID, I could just tell you that the Spirit of God was in this place in very unique ways. So many students just drawing closer to the Lord, drawing closer maybe for the very first time, and then the fellowship of believers that is just so present. So despite some of the buildings, and they're great to see, it's still about the relationships here. And many of you know the orange and black that we're starting today is just really putting to words what you know about your coaches on the court, on the fields, and how they've been impactful in your lives if you're an athlete. And then in the classroom, the academic achievement that we will also celebrate tonight. It is the coaches, it is the staff, it is the faculty. there's people that are attached to your individual story. And so we want to invest in that. We want to see how the Lord is going to just have those relationships bloom in the lives of our students today and into the future. We see that in the way that our faculty and staff mentor our students today, in the way that they form relationships, connections that literally last a lifetime. I say oftentimes on this very stage to new students, you don't just get a degree at Greenville. You have a whole host of experiences that just build you up holistically, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and obviously just in your relationships with others. You form a connection base that lasts a lifetime. And so we hope that you've even gotten a chance to reconnect with some of your teammates, maybe some other friends and family that are here. And so we are so thankful that you have come to celebrate with us here tonight. But first of all, we want to thank the Lord Jesus Christ for what he has done in our lives and together as an institution. So let's pray. God, thank you for this opportunity to gather. Thank you for just so many blessings, the way that you have been faithful to this institution, but not just the institution, to individual lives, to the alums that are here tonight, to the honorees, to the faculty and staff and those who have gathered. I just pray that this would be an offering that is pleasing to you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, President Davis. We are supported. And before we start our program tonight, I'd like to call attention to, and it's in your program, the sponsors for tonight's event. And I'm going to say each of them. You can follow along in your brochure. The executive marketing sponsors this year include Brotherhood Mutual, CMI General Contractors, Intertech Global, Bruce Unterbrink Construction, the City of Greenville, Custom Wrenches, HSHS Holy Family Hospital, J&R Collision Centers, Midland State Bank, Scooters Coffee, and FMB Community Bank. So we'd like to thank our sponsors and, of course, ask that you support them because they support us. So it's now time to start our awards recognition. And for the last 3 years, the Athletic Department and Alumni Office have joined in tandem to offer this combined event. And so tonight we will begin with the athletic honors presented this evening by Director of Athletics, William B.J., everybody knows him as B.J., Sneck, class of 2001.
Thank you, George. I just want to begin by expressing what an amazing privilege and honor it is for me to serve Greenville University in this new role. When I was a freshman on campus in the fall of 1997, new students took an orientation class and listed career goals. Eventually becoming an athletic director was at the top of my list as an 18-year-old. So to say that I am honored to have this opportunity at a place where I have spent over 27 years of my life is an understatement. Now on to our athletic awards. Tonight we will begin with the Order of the Orange and Black. It is the honor awarded to a student athlete representing the highest ideals of Greenville University. It is reserved for individuals who model Christian integrity, athletic and academic excellence, and student leadership, which reflect the spirit, significance, and tradition of Greenville University. The inductee is selected from the athletic teams of the previous academic year. At this time, please direct your attention to the video screen for a presentation on our 24th winner, Mia N. Bonacorsi of the class of 2013.
Mia N. Bonacorsi, a native of St. Peters, Missouri, arrived on the Greenville University campus in 2019 and joined the women's volleyball program led by head coach Tom Ackerman. She united with her sister Macy on the 2019 team. During Mia's 5 seasons with Greenville women's volleyball, she collected an array of honors. She grew personally as she sacrificed to build and protect the culture of Greenville University women's volleyball. She embodied what it means to put others before yourself. Mia led multiple Bible studies and volunteered first to serve her team in any way necessary. The team never hesitated to delegate any task to Mia, knowing it would be accomplished in a manner that exceeded expectations. Mia participated in several mission trips and volunteered for the Simple Room, Baskets of Hope, Ronald McDonald House, and multiple other organizations in the greater St. Louis area. On the court, Mia played for 5 SLIAC league champions and 3 SLIAC tournament champions. She earned 3 SLIAC all-conference selections and 3 SLIAC all-tournament awards. She collected numerous SLIAC Player of the Week honors, and she was the 2023 SLIAC Player of the Year. Mia's teams won 70 of 75 regular season conference matches in her 5-year career, and the team produced an overall record of 109 and 36. Mia brings out the best in those around her, and her resume depicts that culture really does win. It gives Greenville University Athletics great pleasure in awarding Mia Bonacorsi the 2024 Order of the Orange and Black.
Hello, everyone. What an incredible honor it is to be here today, receiving the Order of the Orange and Black Award. When I think of this award, it represents Christian integrity, athletic and academic excellence, and student leadership. I can't help but feel a mix of gratitude and excitement to receive this award. I want to take a moment to acknowledge everyone who has supported me on this journey. To my coaches, teammates, professors, family, and friends, thank you. This award isn't about me, it's about all of us. Choosing a university, your encouragement and guidance has been invaluable, and I wouldn't be standing here today without all of you. Choosing a university can be a challenge for many people, but for me, it was an easy decision. My sister Macy attended Greenville University before me and made an incredible impact on both the volleyball program and the university itself. She would always share her amazing experiences and rave about how the people here are like no other. Honestly, as her little sister, I was a bit skeptical. Everyone talks about how great their school is, and it felt a little cliche, saying that the people are like no other. But she's right. Greenville truly does have special people who genuinely want you to succeed, whether in the classroom or on the court. The professors and coaches will pray for you, open their office for you, and even open their house for dinner and conversation. As a student, I've had to work really hard to earn good grades, often needing to ask for help. I remember being a freshman, terrified to approach my professors for assistance. I thought to myself, I'm in college now, I need to figure things out on my own. But I soon realized that wasn't the case. As Tom Ackerman once said, culture really does win. And I am forever grateful for the supportive culture I've experienced everywhere on this campus, in the classroom or in the gym. Growing up in a Christian household, I went to church every Sunday with my family, and you don't realize how much you need Christ until you're away from that routine and you're on your own. My first 2 years at GU were challenging for my faith. I struggled with attending church because I didn't have to, and this reflected a lot of what I experienced during those years. Then my junior year came, and suddenly I was an upperclassman. I loved being in charge and taking on a leadership role, but just 2 weeks into the year, I fractured my ankle and was out for the whole year. This was devastating for me, and I struggled mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. It was during this time that I knew I had to turn my focus back to God or I wouldn't have made it through. I had to find a way to be a good teammate and leader, even on the sidelines. The experiences I've had at Greenville have made my time here so meaningful. I've had the opportunity to go on mission trips to the Dominican Republic twice, and I've served at local charities in various ways. Seeing how little others have has given me such a deeper appreciation for all that I've been blessed with. Greenville has taught me to love people where they're at. You never know what someone is going through, and your words truly do matter. One of my biggest takeaways from Greenville is a famous quote from Haley Gibson, and it is, "You're more than a volleyball player." Thank you.
Thank you, Mia. We are now going to transition to the Athletic Hall of Fame Awards. Our first induction will be in the team category. The team category is designed to recognize teams that have shown superior achievement in competition while representing Greenville University. These teams also embody the ideals and standards of Greenville University and the athletic department. The 26th team to be inducted into the Greenville University Athletic Hall of Fame is the NCCAA National Champion 2016-2017 Women's Basketball Team. After the video, we invite all players and coaches to the stage where head coach Roy Mulholland will introduce them and then speak on their behalf. Let's turn our attention to the video now.
The 2016-2017 women's basketball team and head coach Roy Mulholland began practice in October with 6 new players to complement a host of 13 returners as they sought a second appearance in the NCAA National Tournament. The team started their season with 7 wins in their first 9 games, including a program record 112 points against St. Mary of the Woods. The team finished second in the SLIAC standings with a record of 12-4 and advanced to the championship of the SLIAC tournament, where they lost 82-74 at Eureka. That loss opened the door for an incredible finish. The team hosted and won the NCCAA North Central Championship with victories against Trinity Christian and Northwestern. The NCCAA National Tournament at Grace College brought wins over 4-seed Southwestern Christian and top seed Roberts Wesleyan. The Panthers capped the tournament with a 67-48 victory over Emmanuel for the national championship. Overall, the team finished with a record of 23-9, setting the program record for wins. The team received the SLIAC Team Sportsmanship Award. Taylor Pollen and Laura Goodnight earned all conference awards, and Lauren Stevenson was named to the SLIAC All Sportsmanship Team. Goodnight and Claire Schmidt were members of the SLIAC All Tournament Team. Schmidt added honors as the NCCAA National Tournament MVP, and Meredith Crozier was selected to the NCCAA All-Tournament Team. Mulholland received the NCCAA National Coach of the Year Award. The Greenville University Athletic Department proudly inducts the 2016-2017 women's basketball team into the team category of the Greenville University Athletic Hall of Fame.
All right, we're not going to keep them up here too long. We're going to let them return. But let me just say thank you so much for this amazing honor. And we want to thank the Hall of Fame Committee and Athletic Director B.J. Schneck and VP of Athletics Tom Ackerman, just for all they do for our teams and for our sport, and President Davis, who supports us so well. We're just thankful for that. There are so many people to thank that it's really, really tough. So we're going to do this quickly. But I want to introduce these young ladies. There are a few that I'm going to introduce that aren't here. Ladies, just, wave. Yes, so they know who you are. And just spouses, my apologies to you. I'm using the 216-17 roster. So I'm going to call their number and their name. So there we go. All right. So number 1, Brittany Lopez. Number 3, Jansen Michael. Number 11, Claire Schmidt. Number 13, Taylor Paulin. Number 14, Elena Davis. Number 15, Meredith Crozier. Number 20, Maria Reinhart. Number 21, Emily Brandlin. 22, Laura Goodnight. 23, Wesley Woodard. 24, Kelly Lentz. 25, Rachel Fettig. Number 30, Lauren Stevenson. 31, Caitlin Wolfram. 32, Morgan St. James. 33, Allison Hogg. 41, Lindsay Burton. 44, Abby Modoff. And 50, Courtney Murphy. We do have, thank you, yep, we do have we had 3 assistant coaches that year. One is Brian Reinhart, and he's in Florida at the moment, so he has a pre-scheduled. But Coach Doug Faulkner. Oh, we could use up all our time just telling Doug Faulkner stories. And then Coach Skylar Bareford. Yeah. So there you go. So thank you, ladies. You can go ahead and return to your seats, but thank you so much. I also want to take a moment to thank the parents. Parents, you were invested, and you still are invested. It's amazing how many of you still contact me and you watch games, but thank you so much for your part. We always say at Greenville, we're a bigger family than just our players. We want to include our parents and families, and these folks did a great job. I don't know if you've ever wondered where the phrase "it takes a village" comes from, but the origins of that started when I started coaching, and then they knew that it takes a village to help Coach Mo, so that's where that came from. Our overall record was 23-9, and our conference record was 12-4, and the mark of this team was that they simply continued to get better. Every day they continued to get better. We lost 2 conference games early in the year, and we came back and beat both of those conference schools, and we definitely played our best basketball down the stretch and at the national tournament. And in the midst of wins and losses, this is really the goal, and that's to get better. Ladies, this team has accomplished and become the national champion, and there are very, very few people that can claim that title. That's amazing. We won 5 games on our way to the national tournament. 2 regional home wins, as you heard, and then 3 at the national tournament. Our first win was against number 5 seed Southwestern. They were an NAIA school. Our second win was against number 1 Roberts Wesleyan. And for those of you who are steeped in Free Methodist culture, you'll feel good about that win. I feel good about that win. It's okay, right? They were the number 1 seed, and they were the returning national champion. And we beat them in the semi by 6. And then in the championship game, I want to be kind, but we kind of dismantled number 3 seed Emmanuel by 19 points. And by halftime, we kind of had their legs run off of them. So I'm told by the NCCAA that we are the only NCCAA Division III women's basketball team to win a national championship, and that's pretty impressive. That's yeah. So you heard a little bit here, but we were led by all-conference player Laura Goodnight, who averaged about 12.4 points a game, and Taylor Paulin, who averaged about 10. And if you think about the fact that your 2 all-conference players only averaged about 22 points a game and we averaged 70, then you recognize that we had a lot of help all over the place. The other group as part of the starting lineup most of the year was Wesley Woodard, Kelly Lentz, and Claire Schmidt. But I think one of the things that this team will be known for is our bench. That's what we'll be known for. So in the 5 games that we played against those 5 teams, our bench outscored their benches 88-37. We outscored their benches by 51 points, almost 10 points a game. Our bench was better than their bench, and that was just typical. We were deep. We had a lot of people we could play, and they did a great job. And then the other thing about the bench is they were just crazy amazing. Like when you watch video of our games, sometimes you could just get caught up watching the bench because they were entertaining and they were it was kind of wild. And the bench, while everybody participated, was really kind of led by Lauren Stevenson, right? Lauren, she was, and Lindsey Burton. They were kind of the 2 head pieces, but it's just fun to watch them in terms of how they're doing. Way too many stories to be able to share with you, but let me just give you a couple to give you a flavor for some of the team and what happened. So Kelly Lentz was one of our players. She was a starter all year. And for a lot of the year, she was dealing with compartmental syndrome in her legs. It was pretty painful. And Kelly was the hammer. Is that, yeah, okay, that's good, yeah. And she was our defensive, and she was tough. And she kept playing through it and kept playing through it. Well, in the regional championship game at home, there was a turnover, and Kelly got up, and she didn't chase after the ball, which was highly unusual. So I very kindly, I started yelling at her. And she looked at me, and here's what, I'll cry, it's okay. In a moment, in a glance, we both knew we've come to the end. And so we subbed. She came off the court. She walked up. We hugged. I don't hug everybody when I sub for him, but we hugged. And I think I said something like to her, it's time. And so she had surgery, and then she was still at the national championship cheering us on, and as part of all that was going on. And so as a result of that, Meredith Crozier stepped into the starting lineup, right? And Meredith hadn't started many games all year, and I didn't realize that Meredith was nervous. I'm not sure anybody who knows Meredith ever feels like she's nervous, but I didn't realize that. But she had a conversation with Coach Sky, and Coach Sky said to her, Meredith, you don't need to be Kelly. You need to be Meredith. Right? And while that seems simple, how incredibly profound and how incredibly encouraging. And Meredith went on in the 3 games at the national tournament to score 8, 18, and 15 points. 18 points in the semifinal, led our team, and she ended up being on the all-tournament team at the NCCAA. I told you we had a killer bench, and she was part of that killer bench, and so that's what happened. In the semifinal game against Roberts, Taylor Paulin, who was our starting 2 guard, who was one of the best 3-point shooters in the nation, NCAA Division III, etc., right? A fantastic 3-point shooter. Well, she hurt her shoulder and her arm in the game, her shooting shoulder. And that didn't help because we already had Kelly, right, a starter out, and we're like, oh boy, we're playing number 1 Roberts. So Coach Faulkner took her, I don't know, Coach, I'm not sure what we don't ask, right, Coach? But so he went off, he took care of her, he helped her. She came back, and they said, hey, I think maybe she can give this a go. And so late in the game, we put her back in the game, and she ended up hitting 2 huge 3-point shots that really turned that game. And I just remember one specifically because Coach Faulkner's sitting next to me. I'm right in line, like I'm in line with the shot, and she lets it go, and I said, oh, that's good. And it was pure, man. It was just boom, right? And so that was another, right? She had the guts, the determination to come back and get that done. One other big memory of the tournament was we were at lunch one day, and we had been to a store, and Laura Goodnight had purchased bracelets, right? Right? And she had picked out specific bracelets for everybody on the team with words. And then at lunch, when she handed them out, she described why she had selected that. And that was just incredible for our team. It was uplifting. It was really an important moment. So, just last couple of stories. I'm getting there, right? So, Claire Schmidt was our starting point guard for 4 years, and she had spent 4 years winning everybody else on the team awards. Like, she had helped them get all conference awards, all right? And in the national tournament, she played some of her best basketball, and in the championship game, she had 20 points, and she was the tournament MVP. And when she was announced, like I was excited and I was happy, but I turned and looked at our team, and our team was going nuts They were so excited and so happy for her after all this time she had given to them, and that really epitomized this team. They just really were excited and happy for each other. We just came back and we spent some time together. We showed the national championship game. So they got to see this moment, but I'm going to describe it for you. 13 seconds left in the game. They're obviously not going to foul us. We're going to dribble this out. Taylor Paulin has the ball. She goes across half court, and then she turns and looks for Claire. And she dribbles over to Claire, and she turns away from the basket and just hands the ball to Claire. Now, these are our two seniors, right? She hands the ball to Claire, and they just stand there glowing at each other. And then the buzzer goes, and Claire throws the ball, and they just hug. Now, it is one of the absolute best hugs I have ever experienced or I've ever watched. It was amazing. And then eventually the team came and enveloped them. But two seniors who led this team, finishing their careers together on the floor, hugging each other, celebrating a national championship, don't know that there's a better way to go. One small point of privilege, coaching privilege. Someone happened to snap a picture of Coach Mo and Dawn, my wife, at half court hugging. And I want to tell you that I treasure this picture as well, because there is no way that Coach Mo could do this for 39 years without Dawn. It only happens because of Dawn. Yeah. Last story, okay? So I was the NCCA national chair, and Alicia Mooker was my vice chair, and then she became the national chair, and we had talked a lot, and she knew about our team. She knew about our environment. And so she said, Coach, can I just follow you guys at the national tournament? So she was in our locker room. She sat behind our bench at games, and she just experienced it, and she was just blown away by these young ladies and by our coach and our coaching, our environment, et cetera, right? She was just like, and she's like, okay, I want to begin to do that. So after all the awards, everything's done, we're getting ready to go. I'm standing with her, and I'm standing with the athletic director at Grace, and our kids begin to circle up underneath a basket. And she says to me, Coach, like, what are they doing? And I said, I have no idea. Like, we've never been here before. We don't circle up underneath. I don't know what they're doing. And our kids circled up underneath the basket, and they started to sing, Lord, you are good to me, and your mercies endure forever. And the reason that that's both incredible and it's funny is because she looked at me and she literally said, oh, give me a break. Like, it was just too much, right, that we would do that. But that's this team, and appropriate for us to celebrate and end celebrating the national championship that way. We asked this group, give us words, 3 words that describe this team. I tallied them. Here are I'm going to give you 3, and then the 4th one should be obvious, right? Family, joyful, selfless, fun. If you do the first 3, the 4th one just comes, right? It's just part of the equation, so it's not surprising that that's fun. So they hit the nail on the head. They described it. Here's my greatest takeaway. Don't chase trophies. Don't chase hardware. Chase relationships. Chase the journey. And remember to give God the praise. That's what this team did. That's why this team are champions. Ladies, coaches, thanks for the journey. It's one I'm sure that we'll all treasure for all time. I'm out.
Thank you, Coach, and congratulations, ladies. Now we turn to the coach category. This category recognizes individuals who have had a coaching tenure at Greenville University or have been alumni that have demonstrated excellence in coaching outside of Greenville University. These individuals must have displayed a strong connection to Greenville University athletics, as well as the philosophy and ideals of Greenville University. Our 15th coach to be inducted into the GU Athletic Hall of Fame is the first football coach in Greenville University history, Max N. Bowman. Coach Bowman spent 8 years and 7 seasons on campus as he built the football program from scratch. Let's turn our attention to the video board.
Max N. Bowman, Greenville's first head football coach, arrived in 1986 after coaching at Westchester, Lees McRae, Boston College, West Virginia of the AFL, and UTEP. He established Greenville College football as an NAIA Division II team in 1987. He served as head coach for 7 seasons, compiling a 49, 15, and 1 record, including an 8-1 record in his first season with a team of 79 freshmen and 4 upperclassmen. During his time at Greenville, Coach Bowman collected numerous conference championship titles and Coach of the Year awards. In his 4th season, he led his team to the 1990 NAIA playoffs, becoming the fastest Division II team to do so. His teams climbed to the top of the offensive charts in total offense, scoring, and rushing yards. His 1990 team was inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame in 2008. Bowman's athletes and team still hold records in multiple statistical categories. After his successful stint at Greenville, he went on to coach at SUNY Buffalo and Rutgers University, as well as in the NFL with the Buffalo Bills. His coaching career brought him to Houston, Texas as a high school coach, and he now serves as the executive director of Northwest Houston FCA. Max and his wife Beverly have been married for over 55 years and have 2 children, Kimberly and Bryce, along with 3 grandchildren. The Greenville University Athletic Department is honored to induct Max N. Bowman into the coach category of the Greenville University Athletic Hall of Fame.
Thank you. Thanks to Greenville University, but let me just say this to Mia, to the team, and to who is yet to come, Valerie. It's so great to know that I'm part of the honors that I stand here at the same night you do. And when I look at that team, your team, it makes me feel so good to know that Christians understand the meaning of winning, and that you took it all away to do what you had to do to get to the top. And Roy, you just opened the door for me. I can stand up here for an hour and nobody's going to say a word. Let me start by saying this. I did not want to come to Greenville. I was on a fast track, Division I, all that good stuff that goes with it. We came to visit here. We were here for 2 days, and I didn't sense a group that wanted football. So when we got on the plane, my wife leaned over to me, and if you know her, you'll understand this is her way. She goes, "Well, what do you think?" I answered her with one simple word: never. But Dr. Stevens called me every Tuesday morning for 6 weeks. "Coach Max, you're our man." I finally said to him about the 4th meeting, I said, "Doc, you know something I don't know, because I'm not sure I'm your man." But the short of it is, he told me, he said, "There's a right person at the right time for the right position. And here at Greenville, to start a football program, it's you." Well, the Lord got a hold of me, and I mean that sincerely. And I realized that there's more to life than being a football coach. Football is not who I am, it's what I do. And there's a big difference. So I came. And thanks to my family, my wife especially, my daughter at the time, Kim, and Bryce. In fact, stand up, please, family, all of you, stand up. Because you know what? There was a risk there. We were coming into a small school of 600 people. I told Dr. Stevens, I'm used to more in the locker room than you got on the whole campus. But the short of it is, there was a reason we were here, but they paid the price as well. They came to a whole different environment. And because of that, we were a family that understood our mission and our role. And many of you know my wife was an excellent teacher, Teacher of the Year at the high school level, and many, many other accolades. And when I saw all these people coming back to her today to thank her for being a teacher that they were under here while their parents were part of this program, it did my heart good. But let's go back to Dr. Stevens. He brought me in his office when I said yes to the program. He said, Coach Max, he said, I want you to do what you have to do, not only to bring numbers in here, but to lead people to the Lord. Well, my locker room was a church. And in fact, there are many out here right now tonight that came to know the Lord through the locker room. And I want you to think about this. 79 freshmen and 4 upperclassmen is what we recruited here. What a risk for them. Coming in here saying we're going to be part of what? Nothing? Maybe something? Well, those 79 freshmen and 4 upperclassmen went 8-1 the first year because they understood there was a commitment, there was an accountability, there was a demand for excellence. Aren't all those things found in the good book? That's what our whole team was founded on. And as we moved forward, I looked at a weed field that is now, as of today, a beautiful football field, a beautiful facility. I went over to First National Bank down on the square, and I said, hey, that motorcycle shop that has sit here for 3 years vacant, we need it. Wanda McCaslin and the president there, forgive me, I don't remember his name, they looked at me like I had 3 heads. I said, I want you to give it to us. And if you give it to us, we're going to make it into a fitness center for the whole community. Well, 2 weeks later, I was back in Doc's office. I said, hey, Doc, you got some papers to sign. He goes, what? I said, they're giving us the facility. Coach Max, Coach Max. I said, I'm serious. They're giving us the facility. They did. And you know the rest. It's been there ever since. And it has. It opened doors for the community. Well, we went over to Nevco and said, hey, we need a scoreboard. We got a scoreboard donated, okay? And we went and got track taken care of. And I can go on and on and on because it really was a first. But let me tell you about two game incidents, Coach. You deserved every minute of it. We opened up against WashU, Washington University. And when we opened up against WashU, everybody thought we were going down there to get slain. Well, bottom line is we warmed up, and here comes the head coach of WashU who comes over to me and says, hey, I know it's your first game. I know it's your first-year team. I know you got a lot of young kids. You want us to run the clock, 3rd quarter, 4th quarter. Just give me the sign. Well, that didn't sit too well with me. I told our players, I said, sit down underneath those goalposts and just look at that clock over there. We're not going back inside. We're going to sit out here till the game starts looking at that clock. Well, first play from scrimmage, touchdown. First pass from scrimmage, touchdown. First return punt, touchdown. Final score, 48-3. But in the middle of the 3rd quarter, I called the official over after I called timeout. I said, go on over and see if the coach wants to run the clock. Hey, you know, you pay back, you pay back. I mean, it's just the way it is. And the bottom line is we had a great, great group of guys here. There were certain things we had to overcome. But you know what? I looked at a group that was there today, and just like last year, I believe it was 70-some players showed up from the late 80s and early 90s, 30 years ago. They not only won football games, they've become winners in life. We got 17 coaches, we've got 3 MDs, we've got a superintendent of schools, I think 4 principals, a couple of business owners, on and on I can go from that first group. And why do I tell you that? Because I realize that that's what took place here at Greenville College in the lives of these young men that came and took that risk to be part of this program that nobody knew what was going to happen with it. Well, I'm going to tell you the second story and the last one. We go play Iowa Wesleyan. It's our 4th year. We know we have to beat them because they're a scholarship program. We're not. But we were ranked. We were ranked high in the top 20. And if we beat them, we're going to the national playoffs. First team ever to do that from inception in 4 years. Well, we were down 17 points at halftime. I walked into the locker room. I said, you know, we've had 4 words that we've talked about since day one: respect, trust, care, and commitment. All 4 of them are two-way relationships. Right now, you don't respect me, you don't respect yourself, you certainly don't respect this team. And I think I probably whispered. For me, that was unusual, okay? I said, trust? You don't trust yourself. You don't trust the game plan. You don't trust anything we've done. Care, who do you care about besides yourself trying to get to the bench so you're off the field? A commitment to excellence? We should have stayed home. I said, get dressed, we're going home. I said, you heard me, get dressed, we're going home. Well, my coaches thought I was on drugs. We went outside the door. You're not really going to do this. I said, just hang tight. Here come the captains. We're not going home. Get dressed. We're not going home. I walked back inside. I put a piece of tape on the floor. And they're here. They'll tell you it happened. I said, if you walk across that piece of tape, you're going to score 18 more points in the second half than they did. Get dressed. We're going home. Here they come. I said, whoa, wait a minute. I don't tell stories. I don't lie. If you don't score 18 more points, not 15, we almost did it, 16, wow, we were close, 18 more points and beat them, I'm taking an empty bus home, and by the time you get there, I'll be fired. Still to this day, the question's asked, Coach, would you have really done that to us? Bottom line is simple. There was less than a minute left, and the score was 46-45. We had just scored. Called timeout. I told our quarterback, I said, we're going for 2. He goes, Coach, I knew you would. And that was the attitude of the team. I knew you would. Well, we did, and we won. And the bottom line is, here comes Hal Mumme and Mike Leach, and if you know anything about air raid offense, they're the 2 that started throw the ball in every league across the NFL as well, okay? But we run the ball better than they throw the ball. So the bottom line was simple. Mumme says, Bowman, why would you go for 2? All you had to do was tie us and you're going to the playoffs. I said, Mumme, tying you's like kissing your sister. Now, that was a great example, and I said this today, and I'll say it again. I've been fortunate to speak all over the country because of my background. People ask me all the time, what was your favorite coaching experience? Thinking NFL, Rutgers University, all the things that I've been fortunate to be part of. The answer is always the same, Greenville. And they look at me, Greenville. We did something there that had never been done before. We did something there that I believe opened the door for athletics to earn and gain the respect that they totally deserve on this campus, and now you see it, along with other great examples of success. And when you look at that facility out there, that's as good and as nice as any that you're going to find at this level. And I just think it's amazing. But the bottom line is simple. We became what one of our players said to me about the second year I think I was here. Coach, we're not a team. We're a family. There's a difference. It is relationships. Every one of those words, 4 words, develop relationships. And when I speak across the country, I tell people there's lots of people that know more about X's and O's than I do, but very few understand the real meaning of success. It's relationships. All you guys and all you secretaries and people that work for me, stand up. Stand up. Please, all of you. Thank you. You want to talk about relationships 35 years later? One of my players said to me today, I don't think Alabama could do that 35 years later with that many people. That's what God did here. But not only did he develop relationships on and off a football field, he changed lives. He opened the doors for them to know him. And I'll leave it with this. Greenville football was our motto. Greenville football is not what we do. Greenville football is who we become.
Thank you, Coach. Our final honoree in athletics is in the Meritorious Achievement category. These individuals have achieved an unusually high degree of success in their chosen field while remaining associated and involved with Greenville University. They have exhibited a dedication and loyalty to Greenville University athletics, as well as the philosophy and ideals of Greenville University. The 13th individual to be inducted as a Meritorious Achievement selection is Dr. Valerie Gin from the class of 1982. Dr. Gin experienced her calling to a career in teaching and coaching while a student at Greenville and has experienced a rich life as she has combined academia and athletics. Let's watch the video presentation.
Valerie J. Gin entered Greenville College in 1978 as a multi-sport athlete. She grew up in Columbus, Ohio, and the Chicago area. After an injury in college, her athletic career ended, but she felt a deep calling to pursue teaching and coaching. Once she graduated in 1982, Val became the first elementary physical education teacher in Litchfield, Illinois, where she coached varsity volleyball and basketball. Her basketball teams made it to the Elite Eight and the Final Four. After earning her master's degree at Eastern Illinois University, Valerie took a position at Gordon College. During 33 years at Gordon, she impacted their academic and athletic departments. She served as the head volleyball and softball coach, earning multiple Coach of the Year honors and conference championships. While holding the record as the winningest coach, Jen created the Sports Studies program at Gordon and served as the chair of Recreation, Sport, and Wellness and the chair of Kinesiology. She completed a doctorate at Boston University, presented academic papers at over 15 institutions, and received academic awards. She has lectured and given workshops worldwide, instituted athletic camps in the Dominican Republic, and served with the international sport movement. An author and publisher of 3 books, this scholar holds an appointment as the Wired for Sport Executive Director and serves on the Board of Trustees for Greenville University and other organizations. The Greenville University Athletic Department is honored to induct Valerie J. Gin into the Meritorious Achievement category of the Greenville University Athletic Hall of Fame.
Well, I want to thank the Hall of Fame committee for this surprise, unexpected award, and President Davis and for the athletic department. I also want to thank my family who's watching live stream, especially my aunt who is my diehard rock and my prayer supporter. I want to thank my bench, right? So I brought the studs in case I falter. There's 5 Hall of Famers in that row right there. So if I go down, one of you's got to come up here. They say that in order to be it, you have to see it. And I, as a young child, saw godly parents that loved Jesus humbly in word and deed. They were immigrants, and they came, and we always shared everything we had. And I saw love being displayed every day of my life. And I knew that the presence of God is real. So I saw it so that I could be it. When I came to Greenville University, I saw 2 very strong, capable women professors and coaches. It was amazing, and I'm so glad, Coach Simpson and Adams, that you're here. Because it was Coach that had a conversation with me that changed my trajectory from Northwestern University to, as my parents said, whoa, who? Greenville? So after fast talking to my Asian parents, my mom said I could try it for 1 year. I think it was the best investment they ever made. So I saw in Coach Holmes and Coach Simpson Adams excellent coaches and innovative professors. And I saw it, and I thought I could be it. I also had 3 other people that just poured into my life well beyond I deserved. One was Dr. Jim Reinhardt. The other was Professor Frank Thompson. And the other I didn't have in class. For some reason, he took me under his wing, Dr. Ish Smith. I saw how people just made a personal investment and poured into my life. And I thought, I saw it, and then I could be it. At Greenville, I was injured, and I felt called to be a coach. Again, I had to do some fast talking to my Asian parents. You want to be a what? But God had a plan for me, and I saw it, and I believed that that was my calling. So when I took the job at Gordon College and had the privilege of never having to work a day in my life, I loved teaching, and I loved coaching, because it was about relationships, and I just poured into my students' lives, and I got so much more in return for that. So I'm just grateful for the experience that I had there. Something that I didn't know until later in life is that my mom had a personal friend named Gwen Wong. Gwen Wong was an Asian American, and she played in the World Championship Fast Softball League, and they won the World Championship in 1947. Now, my mom was very athletic, but because they weren't given opportunities to play, I think when I was born, and I couldn't sit still, and my parents saw some maybe glimmer of kinesthetic ability. Because my mom saw it, my parents gave me every opportunity to play and to be afforded the opportunity to compete in sports. Coach, I always thought I could be a starter if my teammates weren't so good. But that wasn't the case. If the truth be told, I was an average athlete, but I knew how to pick my friends, and so I am so grateful that some of my teammates and my friends are here today. So, I was thinking, how could I share? Unlike you guys, I can't really share, and I'm not in the coaches category, so I'm not going to share a coach story. But what was my greatest sport moment? So I'm going to share that with you. Okay? So when I was in 5th grade, that's where, I probably was a real early bloomer and then something happened, but in 5th grade, I was playing in the Miss Softball America League. And we made it out of states, we made it to regionals, we were playing in nationals. And I had pitched in the semifinal game that got us into the championship game. So I'm playing left field, and it was the last inning, and our team was up by 1 run. So all we had to do was get the 3 outs, and we were national champs. You could just smell it, you could just feel it. My friend was pitching, and so she pitched to the first batter and walked her. And she pitched to the second batter and walked another batter. So now first and second bases. And then she walked the third batter, bases loaded. I saw my coach walk out to the mound and make the gesture for me to come in from left field. Now, I was excited because, you see, as a kid, I had black electrical tape in the basement wall as a strike zone. And I would color commentate this very scene that I was called in on the last inning, and I was supposed to pitch. And so I had done this a gazillion times, right? So I come trotting in from outfield, and the catcher gives me the signal for the fastball. So I wound up, and I threw the best pitch I have ever thrown until it cracked on the bat. And I saw the ball, home run, grand slam. I was the most valuable player for the other team. My only MVP award I've ever won. So up to that point, as an 11-year-old, that was the worst moment of my whole life. And I just wanted to sink into the pitcher's mound and disappear forever. Until, as I put my head down, I caught my dad coming down from the bleachers, running onto the infield to me. And he gave me the best hug ever. I saw what it meant to be loved. That, you see, my dad's love for me was not contingent on my performance, but on his never-ending love for me. I saw it, and then I could be it. Because also in that moment, it also occurred to me that God's love is so much bigger and wider than my father's love for me. And that if I could become the best I could in the field of sport, whether it was a coach or a sport educator, or if I could internationally travel and share the love of Jesus through sport, that others too could sense the presence of Christ in sport. So I have had more opportunities than I deserve, and I'm so grateful to the Lord that He's given me something that He wired me to do, and that I've been able to faithfully do it with joy because He put in my life people that I saw that I could be it. So I want to challenge all of you that you've seen things, you've heard things today, that Greenville is a miraculous place where God resides, and that we can see it every day in each other and encourage each other to continue to be it. Thank you so much for this award.
Thank you, Dr. Gin. Now we will hear from Tom Ackerman, Vice President for Athletics and head women's volleyball coach, who will tell you all about an exciting initiative in athletics, the Orange and Black.
Thank you. I was born and basically raised in H.J. Long, so all this stuff is absolutely amazing to me. But I promise you, I had a plan up here to come and talk to you about how you should give us all of your money, and it was going to be really good. But as everybody was talking and I cried for 20 minutes, I thought, scrap that, you got something better. So I'm going to paint a picture for you. And Coach Mo, thank you. You set me up for this one good. But basically, you've been driving down the road and you see a stand where there's people selling Krispy Kremes, right? We're selling Krispy Kremes on the side. Come support our cause. Come get this. So a few years ago, we had an international student come and join our program. Amazing kid. But we go and we're going to sell Krispy Kremes up on the square, all right? I turn my back for a few minutes. I turn around, and she's literally chasing cars down the middle of the road. Something got lost. Totally my fault in translation there. But she's chasing cars down the road, trying to get them to buy these Krispy Kreme donuts. All right? And we're stopping traffic. I think the police came at one point. Not joking. As Coach Mo said something earlier, he said, we chase wins. We have to. We chase relationships. But we're going to chase souls. It's what we do here. We are in the business of chasing souls. So when I moved into this fundraising role for the athletic department, it was an easy transition for me because I get to sell something amazing. And we want you to partner with us. Think about giving to the athletic department. Help us continue what we're doing so that we don't have to chase cars all the time as coaches. We get to chase souls. That's what we want to spend our time doing. So we encourage you to join the Orange and Black. It's in your brochure. You can check it out. If you have any questions about that, please find me. But thank you for being here, and thank you so much to all the inductees for your amazing presentations. Really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Tom, like you, I've cried like 3 times tonight. We're going to now move to our alumni honors presented this evening by Director of Alumni and Church Relations, Dwayne Neely, class of 1998.
Good evening. Before I move on in the program, I want to sing you a solo. I've been preparing. That's a joke. It's a bad joke. I do want to say, though, that I once read that the larger kind of work of alumni engagement is like building a campfire at your house. And you build the fire, you invite people over, and then you're not really in charge of the conversations and the connections and reconnections that happen. And I've got to tell you, homecoming this year is a super campfire. The weather has been amazing, and to watch the connections and reconnections and the generations connect. I don't know how many times I've seen 3 generations of the same family on the 5K, at the game, at the dedications for the buildings. It really is phenomenal, and this is a really unique family that all of us are a part of. The first thing tonight that I want to do is I want to honor the class of 1974. As many of you know, we honor people that have graduated 50 years ago, by inducting them into what we call the Wilson T. Hogue Society, named after our first president. And so as people move into their 50th year from graduation, they enter the Wilson T. Hogue Society, which we honor with a medallion. And so what we'd like to do is we'd like to invite anyone in the room from the class of 1974, as they enter the distinguished group of the Wilson T. Hogue Society, to join us down front, where Suzanne will issue you a medallion that you will take home with you, and it will be a reminder of your lifelong membership into the Wilson T. Hogue Society. So let's go ahead and do that. If you're a member of the class of 1974 and you're with us, please join us down front for Suzanne, for President Davis, to give you your medallion. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. And if you would, please stay up front so that we can get a group photo. Thank you. Congratulations again to the class of 1974. Our first award of the night is the Outstanding Young Alumnus Award. Please direct your attention to the video screens for a presentation on Alexander Dowley, class of 2015, who becomes the 46th recipient of this award.
Our 2024 Outstanding Young Alumnus, Alexander Dowley, is known for seeing a need and filling it. Whether the need calls for a new pickleball class for his students at Albion College, or establishing a resale business to benefit the financial needs of new church plants, God has positioned and employed Alex's gifts of ingenuity and creativity in a variety of settings. Alex graduated from Greenville University in 2015 with a degree in business management. Known as Mr. Tennis, Alex was a 4-year letterman for the Greenville tennis team and a prominent campus radio personality. He also founded the Greenville Table Tennis Club. Alex continues to advance the sport of tennis and other paddle sports through his involvement with student athletes at Albion, where he serves as assistant tennis coach and wellness instructor. He recently introduced and expanded disc golf at Albion. Alex also invests his experience and expertise in the growth and success of his high school tennis program and champions the burgeoning Community Tennis League while working to expand disc golf courses in southern Michigan. Off the court and the course, Alex contributes to various community organizations by providing leadership and mentoring for youth and small groups, hosting community game nights, and organizing major fundraising events. His positivity and presence in others' lives demonstrates Christian faith, active listening, patience, and kindness. Alex's life echoes GU's mission to empower students for lives of Christ-like character and service through leadership, mentorship, entrepreneurship, stewardship, and community engagement. He continuously advocates for Greenville University, influencing many students from Michigan to attend, and remains actively involved in alumni activities, including financial gifts in support of Greenville and attendance at GU events. Alex grew up in the Free Methodist Church and married into the Wesleyan Church. Alex and his wife Michaela recently announced the expected arrival of their first child in 2025. Congratulations, Alex, on being named Greenville University's 2024 Outstanding Young Alumnus.
Good evening. Coming here tonight, my wife Michaela said, whatever you do, don't try to be too charming, witty, intellectual, handsome. Just be yourself. So, firstly, I'd like to thank the Alumni Board, Dwayne, Neely, Robin, Florian, and your teams for this honorable award. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. This has been a very memorable experience for me. This honor is a testament to the incredible experiences and opportunities that Greenville has provided me. I am thankful for the many lifelong friends, such as Demetrius here tonight, that I made during my time here. Greenville University holds a special place in my heart, not just because of its academic and athletic excellence, but because of the strong sense of community and the amazing people who make up this institution. Greenville is more than just a university. It is a community of individuals who support and uplift each other, and I'm grateful to have been a part of this wonderful place. I want to thank God for leading me to Greenville. His guidance and blessings have been evident in every step of my journey, from the moment I set foot on this campus to the opportunities and experiences that have shaped me into the person I am today. To my parents, Mark and Diane Dowley, your support, sacrifices, and unconditional love have been the foundation of my success. Your belief in me, your encouragement, and your constant presence in my life have been my guiding light. I am eternally grateful for everything you have done for me. My lovely wife, Michaela, has been my rock, my partner, and my biggest supporter. Your love, understanding, faith in me have been a source and inspiration and strength. Your presence in my life has brought me immense joy and happiness, and I am grateful for your endless love and support. Also, like the screen said, yesterday we found out we're going to be having a baby boy, and we couldn't be more excited. So I wanted to take this time to start practicing my dad jokes. Let me know if these work. What do you call an illegally parked frog? A toad. That's a pretty good one. What's the easiest building to lift? A lighthouse. I think I'm getting the hang of this. We'll come back to these later, but I'd like to thank my sister Hannah, who has been a source of laughter, love, and unwavering support. Your kindness, your encouragement, and your belief in me have been a constant source of motivation, and I'm grateful to have you as my sister. I want to express my gratitude to the many professors who have had a profound impact on my academic and personal growth and made Greenville an awesome place to be. At the time, Professor Jane Bell, Janera Moore, Jack and Susan Chisholm, Dr. Carrie Holman, Reverend Dr. McPeak, and many more were a large part of my academic success as a student. Their wisdom, guidance, and belief in their students inspired me to strive for my best each day. A special thank you goes out to my tennis coach, Brett Brannon. Coach Brannon played an instrumental role in my decision to choose Greenville as the place I wanted to be. Coach Brannon's mentorship, guidance, and belief in my potential were significant in my growth as an athlete and as a person. I am forever grateful for your support, leadership, and now friendship. For the last 9 years, I've coached tennis at Albion, and my goal is to emulate what Coach Brannon was for me to the athletes on my teams. But I will never forget that windy day on one of those late fall practices in the cold where I was able to beat him 10-0 in a tiebreaker. So thanks for letting me get one of those. I also want to express my gratitude to my teammate turned assistant coach, Ian Keeler, who is not only a great captain on the court, but also a great coach and mentor off the court. Your dedication, leadership, and your support have been invaluable to me, and I am grateful for your friendship. To the faculty, staff, and students of Greenville University, thank you for creating a nurturing and supportive environment that fosters growth, learning, and community through a Christ-centered education. Greenville is a special place made up of incredible people who are dedicated to shaping the minds and the hearts of the future generations. I am proud to be an alumni of this institution, and I am grateful for the opportunities and experiences that Greenville University provided me. Naming a few: four-year tennis player, broadcaster for football and basketball games, MC for school events, radio host of Monday Madness, ping pong club founder, student ambassador, freshman club class president, and two-time air band champion. So much more. I am honored and grateful to be nominated and chosen as the Outstanding Young Alumni. This award is a reflection of the hard work, dedication, and support of so many people who have played a significant role in my journey. To everyone who has supported me, believed in me, and inspired me along the way, I extend my heartfelt gratitude. Thank you for this incredible honor.
Congratulations again, Alex. Tonight's final award is the Distinguished Alumnus Award. Tonight's recipient is the 89th to receive the honor. Please enjoy this video on this year's winner, Dale Benson, from the class of 1963.
What defines a distinguished alumnus? A life of character and service, notable accomplishments and recognition, loyalty to Greenville University, a lifelong love for learning, as well as a commitment to their church, community, and family. Our 2024 Distinguished Alumnus, Dale Benson, embodies all of the above through his long obedience to God's call on his life. Dale graduated from Greenville College in 1963 with a degree in chemistry. He attended Indiana University Medical School and completed family practice training at Methodist Hospital in Indianapolis. Dale's personal and professional pursuits run deep and wide. an award-winning expert in ambulatory care and a leader in community health, Dale has also demonstrated a concerted commitment to care for his family and to tend to his church community. During his 30 years as founder and director of HealthNet Community Health Centers in Indianapolis, Dale also developed Ambiqual, a program for managing quality in ambulatory settings, and he has organized community advisory boards to address numerous community health care concerns. Among his numerous awards, Dale has been recognized by national, regional, and state healthcare organizations, including the Sagamore of the Wabash Award, the highest award given by the state of Indiana. Dale's deep and wide investments also extend to church and family. He has served on the board for John Wesley Free Methodist Church, where he has also taught Bible studies and coached Bible quiz teams. Dale has been married to his wife Barb, also from the class of 1963, for over 59 years. Together, they have created a legacy of 4 children and 14 grandchildren, several of whom are Greenville alumni. Through it all, Dale has exercised a unique blend of servant leadership and an entrepreneurial spirit, a spirit nurtured during his 4 years at Greenville. Congratulations, Dale, on being named Greenville University's 2024 Distinguished Alumnus of the Year.
A huge thank you to President Davis and Greenville University for this unexpected and surprising recognition. In fact, it was so unexpected that when President Davis called several months ago, I thought I was about to hear many good reasons why I needed to send more money to Greenville. Turned out she wanted to be sure that we made it to homecoming this year. I have a story for you. April the 28th, 1956. A dark and stormy night. I was in my 14th year. It was on that night that I was carried unconscious from a burning bedroom in our home by the fire chief of the Winona Lake Volunteer Fire Department. This fire chief is able to do that because he was using an air mask that the department had bought just 3 days before and had tested that very morning. In fact, my brother Jay and I went up the street to watch the firemen practice with this air mask, not knowing at the time that less than 12 hours later, they would be used to save our lives. While in the hospital, one of my boyhood friends handed me this note. This is what it said. God must have something important for you to do, or that fire chief would not have been able to save you. God must have something important for you to do, or else that fire chief would not have been able to save you. This note has impacted my life for 69 years now, wondering what that important thing might be. At every turning point in my life, I reflect back upon this note, wondering, I wonder if this is it. And if this is it, I need to give it my best shot, because I certainly don't want to disappoint God. I originally thought that maybe that important thing might be my role as an instrumentalist and speaker for a Visionaries gospel team while here at Greenville. That seemed pretty important. Or the delight I've had in being the helpmeet for my wife Barb for 61 plus years now. That's important. Or the challenge of exposing our 4 children to the roots and to the wings of life. That's important. Or mentoring and encouraging our 14 grandchildren. That seems important too. But perhaps what God had in mind at that time, that as a physician executive in Los Angeles in the early 2000s, I had the responsibility for the care of 1,000 HIV-positive AIDS patients. Or it could have been back in Indianapolis, back in the 70s, when I had the responsibility for several hundred heroin addicts. Or maybe it was creating an inner-city health care system for the disadvantaged in Indianapolis 56 years ago. Or possibly even I'm going to turn the page here. So I really can't tell you what that important thing was, or maybe is still to be, that God had in mind. Maybe none of the above, maybe all of the above. But I can tell you without a doubt that this note from a boyhood friend 69 years ago became a driving force in my life. There's no doubt also in my mind that the Greenville experience was God's plan. I came to this college in 1959 through 1963. And I arrived in 1959 as a clueless teenage boy. 4 years later, I graduated as a young man with a bride-to-be and excited about the potential of being able to have a life of service to patients and to God as a family practice physician. Occasionally I muse about what it means to be successful. Relationships for sure. But when I do muse, my mind goes to the description of success first articulated by Ralph Waldo Emerson. I'll share that with you and then I'll be done. To laugh often and much. To win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of little children. To earn the admiration of honest critics. To endure the betrayal of false friends. To appreciate beauty. To find the best in others. To leave the world a little bit better, whether by a garden patch or a healthy child or a redeemed social condition. To know that even one life has breathed better because you have lived. That is to have succeeded. And then we can take this description and wrap it securely and snugly with this Irish blessing. May Christ give to you at this time and for always His peace in your soul, His presence in your heart, and His power in your life. Amen. I've always been and will continue to be proud to be an alumnus of Greenville University. Thank you.
Thank you, Dale. At this time, I'd like to introduce Brad Warren, Greenville University Vice President for University Relations. Brad would like to speak to you about how you can be a part of the exciting future plans of Greenville University.
Thank you, George. Good evening, everyone. You know, when I was a young boy, growing up in Galesburg, Illinois, I absolutely loved the Olympics. And I love the Winter Olympics especially, and I wanted to be the long hill downhill skier. You know, the one where they crouch down and all the way down and into the air like a feather, and then they just glide down and land perfectly, sometimes even on one knee. I wanted to be that kind of skier. My gold medal career was severely crimped when I realized I'm really scared of heights. But I wanted to be that kind of skier. And you know, I came to Greenville, I'm not an alum, but I came to Greenville just a few months ago, and I began to hear this phrase, Greenville Greats. I thought, what is a Greenville Great? And secretly I thought, how can I be one? And tonight I think I've seen the beginning of the formula. You know, in the book of Hebrews, it talks about how we are surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses. And tonight, with all of our stories and the profiles we've seen, isn't it evident that we are surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses that we can call Greenville Greats? Our congratulations to each of you, and our thanks to you for bringing the best of Greenville to life in the light of your lives here on campus and everywhere you've lived. Earlier this evening, President Davis talked about the journey we are on as a campus, and she mentioned two really important things. She said, we have surpassed our goal of $60 million in our Rise Up campaign, and now we're going further to the next peak that God is showing us. It's even further into the distance, but still attainable by 2030 perhaps. And that's a goal of 40 million more for a total of 100 for this phase of our campus. And I want to say, if you have been an investor with us, either with your gifts, your time, or your prayers, we want to say thank you. Thank you, because all of us in this room are grateful to you for what you have done and how God has led you to be a part of this journey. And if you're considering joining us, if you're new to this journey, we invite you to be a part of where we're going and where God is showing He wants to take this campus the next several years. So on your chair or in your package, you'll find a document that describes this journey and the mountain peaks that we hope to attain together. There's a QR code on the back. You can take a look at that, and it will tell you how to look at the entire plan, and there might be something there that captures your heart. You know, they say that imitation is the highest form of flattery. And I want to say that I think if you become an investor with us, it might be one more step to becoming like those we've profiled tonight as Greenville Greats, and we invite you.
Thank you, Brad, and congratulations again to all the award winners and our newly minted members of the Wilson T. Hoag Society. I now welcome Gin Star, class of 1994, to offer our benediction. Following the benediction, Scott Giffen, class of 1999, will lead us in our alma mater, and the words to the alma mater are on the inside back cover of the program. After we sing, you are all invited to a dessert reception in the Clausen Courtyard just through these double doors located to my right, celebrating tonight's homecoming honors awardees. Thank you for joining us this evening, and as we recognize the achievements of our Hall of Fame inductees and alumni award winners, and now, Reverend Star Revitt, please offer our benediction.
as we prepare to leave this sacred place of celebration before God, I offer the same prayer over you for which the Apostle Paul prayed over the people of God in Ephesians 1. Ever since I heard about your faith in the Lord Jesus and your love for all God's people, I have not stopped giving thanks for you, remembering you in my prayers. I keep asking that the God of our Lord Jesus Christ, the glorious Father, may give you the spirit of wisdom and revelation so that you may know him better. I pray that the eyes of your heart may be enlightened in order that you may know the hope to which he has called you, the riches of his glorious inheritance in his holy people, and his incomparably great power for us who believe. Amen.
Thank you, Jen. You are dismissed. Please join us in the reception. Oh, we're singing. You're not dismissed. Sorry, come on up.
Let's stand together and sing our alma mater. In the midst of rolling prairies, 'neath fair skies of blue, stands our noble alma mater, glorious to view. Swell the chorus, speed it onward, over vale and hill. Hail to thee, our alma mater. Hail, all hail, Greenville. Let the chorus swell in anthems, far and loud and long. Greenville, for God's shining glory, ever be our song. Swell the chorus, speed it onward, over vale and hill. Hail to thee, our alma mater. Hail. Here our paths may sever, and we distant roam. Still abides the memory ever of our college home. Swell the chorus, speed it onward, over vale and hill. Hail to thee, our alma mater. Hail, all hail, Greenville. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Reception just outside. Please join us.